South African plants have been around the world and back, and they're just beautiful in your garden. They'll grow in almost any climate. And my favorite all-time South African plants are calla lilies. And really, Americans are the only people that call them calla lilies. Everywhere else in the world, they're called Xanthodecia aethiopica, or Xanthodecias, or aethiopicas. And so there are different names all over the world. So the green goddess is an aethiopica. They also call it a Xanthodecia aethiopica. And it'll grow in sun or shade, wet or dry conditions almost anywhere. And they'll bloom sporadically year-round. They're just an easy South African plant. The giant white calla is the traditional white calla lily. And it'll do sun or shade, wet or dry conditions. It'll grow almost anywhere as well. But in the warmer climates where it's really hot, I would put them in shade because they can sunburn. But in the Northwest, we can get away with putting them almost anywhere. So remember when you're planting calla lilies that the Xanthodecia aethiopica, the colored varieties in the Northwest, have to be in full hot sun all day because they will not bloom in the shade and they will rot out if they're too wet. So they need hot sun and good drainage. And they'll come back year after year and you'll never lose them. And when you're planting the colored calla lilies, remember that the eyes go up. There's a bullseye side, so the eyes go up. And when in doubt, go sideways. So you plant them about 3 inches deep. And the key again is full hot sun because they won't bloom in the shade. An easy way to tell the difference between the two different varieties is the colored callas that need the sun are more round like the sun. And the green and the white callas that can do the rain and shade look like a big raindrop. So when I'm looking at my bulbs, you can tell the difference. They're two different families of plants. They're not even related to each other. You cannot cross a large calla with a small calla. They will not cross because they live in different conditions. So this flame calla is just a gorgeous calla. But remember again, the colored ones in the Northwest have to have full hot sun and good drainage. And they will survive mild winters, no problem, even our harder winters in the Northwest. But if you live in a colder climate, like the Midwest or the East Coast, make sure and dig them up and just throw them in the garage for the winter, or leave them in a pot, or put them in a paper bag. But again, if they're a round bulb, the eyes go up and they need sun. If the bulb looks like a raindrop, it can handle the rain and can handle wet conditions. Calla lilies are a South African bulb that we're very familiar with. And they're really easy to grow as long as you know the difference. The big green and white ones can do the sun or shade, wet or dry, but the colored ones really need full hot sun and dry conditions. They're all gorgeous South African plants that will be a great addition to your garden. Thanks for watching this series on flower bulbs from South Africa. Please watch my other series in the same category.